Hello everyone, my name's Thugrock, and this video we're going to be going through the tanking style for a level 15 Fistful of Silver hardcore expedition map. For this map you'll need a BMS for a boss swap and just your regular tanking gear with CC duration on everything. Alright, just checking my DPS. Oh, got a Hellfall. Alright. Okay, so for this first pull, you want to walk past those guys and poison that one. And then you come over here and queue this one. Group them all together. And then you E them. While they're stunned from your E, you build up to 4 auto attacks, and then you use your W to snare them and walk away. Alright, then for this one, you just walk up and E them so they're stunned. Build up to 4 auto attacks. 4, snare, walk away. Assassins are one of the mobs that you can auto-attack from outside of the mob's auto-attack range. So as long as you're not trying to save your Bridge Watch cape, you can auto-attack them all you want while they're snared, and you won't take damage. Alright, for this pull, just kind of walk up to pull him. Bring them back so you're outside of the Screamer range, and E them. Building up to 4 auto-attacks. Working in queues wherever you can, and then you snare them at 4 auto attacks. So not all the time, but sometimes the silver gatherer guys come from like down here and whoops, didn't mean to do that. Come from down here and over here. So when they do that, just make sure you pick up the aggro so that your teammates don't have it. I'm just gonna chill, save my food. Oh. Yeah, so I couldn't chill there because the Screamer was still aggroed. So it would have taken the full 10 minutes for me to respawn. For this one here, you use this patrolling assassin to pull this one. And if you poison him or pull him at the right time, you won't actually pull the barrel. So you wait until he's out of range of the barrel, but still in range of the other assassin. Poison him. Then you bring him up here, just stand behind these guys, and E them when they're all together. For auto attacks and snare. For anyone who's unaware, these assassins will switch targets and jump around to anyone who's below 40% health. So it's very important that the healer and the DPS stay above 40% so that the aggro just stays on you. For this next pull, to get past this Screamer here, you hug the boxes here and then you would just walk straight to the other side. You can queue these guys and roll immediately. And you're just going to bring all the mobs up to this pack here. And then stun them all together. I have really good DPS. I didn't even need to snare. Alright, so now you're just waiting for your abilities to come back. And it's also convenient that this assassin is coming up here, so he'll be with the other ones. So you come up here, queue those mobs, and walk away from the fence, and then poison the assassin as he comes around the corner. so that then you pull the other assassin along with him. And that was a little bit close. But yeah, so for that I actually enfeebled a little bit too early. It's waste of an enfeeble when you're using it while the mobs are stunned, because the mobs are doing 0 damage anyway. So if you wait until just before the mobs aren't stunned anymore, then you get full use out of your enfeeble. For this, I just poison that mob, bring them over to these, and E them all together. DPS is good enough that they should be dead before the stun is even done. Yeah. These DPS are kind of insane. I almost feel bad wasting their talents on small pulls like this. For this, you just walk up to the archer and you wait for the patrol to be next to him, and then you roll away to dodge the auto attacks. Build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, and you're watching. The healer interrupted it there, but I'll show it to you on the next one. Alright, so for this, you can poison them and then roll past to dodge their auto attacks, then just E back in. Build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, Q, and you wait for that sniper shot to come at you before you helmet. That way you take 0 damage from the sniper that will almost one-shot you. Alright, for this pull, you just kind of pull with your body. You do a roll for the first set of auto attacks, and then you go back in with your E to stun all of them together. Save your helmet again for the sniper shot. Alright, for this one, you just wait for the patrol to come down to here, poison and walk away, and then you roll into them to group them on the archer before you stun them together. Build up to 4 auto attacks, 3, 4, snare, and walk away. For this next group here, you just roll the archer's auto attack, and then you stun them with your E. Build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, give him another Q, walk away, watch for the archer's ability for you to use your helmet. Now, anytime we snare the mobs and walk away, we're watching their debuff bar. So I have one of them selected, and I'm just watching for the snare to run out before I go back in and CC them again. If they're really close to dying, I just snare them again. If they're gonna last longer than the snare, I will use the E to stun them, and then I'll snare them after 4 more auto attacks. For this, we're just waiting for the patrol to, he walks all the way around, in a circle here, so just wait for him to group up with these guys down here. Then you can roll past them and stun them all together. Build up to 4 auto attacks. Snare. Give him another Q and walk away. Remember, your auto attack range is longer than the Thieves auto attack range, so you can auto attack all you want as long as you're not trying to save your Bridge Watch cape. Alright, then I like doing this pull too. Just go in with your E to stun both of them together. 4 auto attacks, snare, and walk away. We can't stand close and keep auto attacking here because the healer will just attack us while we're attacking the thief. So it's best to just walk away here. For the next pull, there is a lot that can go wrong in this room because of where some of the screamer barrels are. So you want the healer to be next to the mobs over there, and I messed it up. But you bring the mobs back to this choke point here, and you roll any auto attacks. So you use your shoes to dodge the healer's auto attack, and then you use your E to stun them. Then just 4 auto attacks and snare. Alright, since I messed up the last pull, this one's going to be kind of weird, and ideally in the last pull you would have had both the healers and the assassin pulled. But since I messed that up, I need to do something kind of weird here just to fix it. So overall, I would call that pull a little bit more advanced, just because the reason I needed to do the pull was because I messed up before, and killing mobs one mob at a time is really inefficient as far as time goes. So I just needed to do something a little bit more advanced to fix it. So there you just kill the rats, and you walk in here, roll the first auto attack, and then E everything together. Q them, build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, Q again, and walk away. The fat mobs don't, they have some CC resistance built into them, so the snare on the fat guys will always end before the snare on other mobs. Here you just poison that silver gatherer there, and then E them when they're together. Build up to 4 auto attacks again. Snare, walk away. For these fat guys, as long as no one else has the aggro, they should do an ability as soon as you get close to them again. So you don't need to stun them immediately. You can use the time they're doing an ability. Use that time to build up to 4 auto attacks again. Like you saw there, I got 2 auto attacks in before he even finished his ability. From here, we're just going to skip to the checkpoint. The checkpoint is right there, but in this room, there's a really nice safe spot. We have one DPS who forgot a skip set. That's unfortunate. Alright, this next part is pretty simple. Just queue these guys. 4 auto attacks, snare, queue them again, and walk away. You gotta be careful not to get too close to the mage here. And then after that, you can just go in with an E to stun these guys. 4 auto attacks, snare, walk away. There's this mage here who kind of patrols up and down the stairs, so just kill him by himself. There's not really a good way to pull him with the other mobs easily, so just kind of gotta kill him by himself. Alright, after that, there's 2 patrols, one on each side, so make sure they're not coming, and you poison the mage and pull them back into this choke point here. You want to roll that first auto attack so that you don't take too much damage, and when they're all clumped, just stun them with your E. Root and walk away. I don't think I'm out of his auto attack range. Yeah, so I'll go down here instead. And that's something you shouldn't do. I'm sorry, DPS. Putting the AoE on the DPS is never a good idea. Alright, then for this next pull, you're just going to walk up and E past them. You're going to use your helmet. I'm sorry, you're going to roll past them with your shoes. And then you use your helmet to be invulnerable from some more auto attacks as you pull them all into this hallway here. Like I said, the fat guy always comes out of the snare first. Just group him back up and stun him again. Alright, now we're just waiting for our E cooldown. Alright, so for this you just walk up, use your E, Q, 4 auto attacks, snare, and walk away. You may feel compelled to just start using all of your CC and stuff when these guys come out of their CC, but as long as the other mobs are still alive, there's no reason to waste all of your CC on them. So for this, you just queue those guys, walk them this way. Sometimes the DPS aggroes the mobs on the left, so then they group really nicely in the middle. But if DPS doesn't do that, you just pull them all the way over here, and you can sneak around this corner, and they'll all group right here. Alright, then for the boss, you want to swap to your toughness passives and cooldown reduction on your boots. And it looks like we have 3 daggers, which is perfectly fine. So to start off the boss, you want to poison him and use your E to help build up aggro and reduce his damage. Anytime you use your E, the debuff lasts a while. As soon as that runs out, use your W, just to keep a debuff on the boss. Once the W debuff runs out, use your E again. And we're just using Q off of cooldown. Whenever one of those fire pits spawns, usually you want to move the boss away from the fire pit so that the DPS can keep DPSing without needing to worry about the fire pit. Once he starts doing these sniper shots, use your E for the DPS and use Enfeeble anytime the healer gets shot. That way the healer takes the least amount of damage, and it's easier for the healer to stay alive, even though he doesn't have a way to heal himself really well. So the healer's getting sniped, you use Enfeeble again. As a tank, you may feel compelled when you're being targeted with the sniper shot to run away from the boss, but you need to fight that urge and keep your Enfeeble on the boss. As soon as you take the Enfeeble off, the healer's going to start taking a lot more damage. So you need to keep it on the boss. Anytime he's done using his sniper shots, I like to use W, just because he's auto-attacking a lot, and W slows down his auto-attacks. Now anytime he shoots a sniper shot at you, you use your shoes and just roll in place. So like you walk away so that you don't hit anyone else, but after you're away from everyone, you just roll in place. There's no need to roll halfway across the map and potentially hit someone else with the damage over time. He's done using his sniper shots, so now I W. Move him away from the burn piles on the ground. With this setup, you're not able to actually enfeeble the boss every rotation for the healer. I rely on the DPS to use Royal Jackets so that I have the cooldowns that I need and I'm able to enfeeble for the healer the next time he gets shot. If there's ever a situation where you're not able to enfeeble for the healer, combining the E and W debuffs at the same time seems to work fine for me. And yeah, so that's how you do a fistful, guys. I know that's a pretty tough map, especially for beginners. Hopefully you learned quite a bit, and now fistful will be at least relatively easy for you. Thanks for watching, and have fun.